help me reach 1,000 subscriber. The house was still, broken only by the low murmur of the evening air. I stood near the entrance, a suitcase resting beside me, the weight of realization pressing heavily on my chest. Across the room, my wife laughed freely with another man. The warmth in her smile, the softness in her eyes, those were expressions I once believed belonged only to me. She didn't even notice I was there. Every laugh, every casual touch, every shared glance was a quiet declaration of betrayal. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't challenge her. I simply turned toward the door, each step measured, my mind already detaching from the life I was about to leave behind. Years of shared moments, love, promises, trust, flashed through my thoughts, colliding painfully with the truth unfolding before me. I felt no rage, only clarity. The room seemed to close in as the reality of her choices settled deep within me. Just as my fingers wrapped around the door handle, her voice cut through the silence. "Wait, please don't go." The panic in her tone sent a sharp jolt through my chest. I stopped, my hand still on the knob, my body frozen between staying and leaving. I looked back at her. The laughter she had worn moments earlier was gone, replaced by fear and desperation. I said nothing, and that silence unraveled her. She rushed toward me, words spilling out in broken fragments, excuses, apologies, explanations tumbling over one another. The man she had been so close to stood stiff and pale, suddenly aware of the line he had crossed. Around us, friends and neighbors who had gathered casually sensed the shift. Conversations faded. Smiles vanished. The air grew heavy with discomfort. Then the truth came crashing down. She dropped to her knees, tears streaming, her voice shaking as she confessed. She admitted it wasn't harmless. It wasn't accidental. She had been seeing him in secret, hiding messages, weaving lies to protect the deception. Each word echoed through the room like a blow. Shock rippled across every face. No one moved. No one spoke. I remained still. I didn't interrupt her. I didn't accuse her. My calm made her confession louder than any argument ever could. The suitcase by the door stood as a silent witness, proof that I was already halfway gone. She begged. She promised change. She swore it would never happen again. But my decision had already settled firmly inside me. What she broke could not be repaired. Every second I remained silent sealed the outcome further. The room watched as realization dawned on her face. This was final. When I finally spoke, my voice was steady, controlled. "This ends now. I'm leaving. And you will never have power over me again." The words landed heavier than anger ever could. Her sobs intensified, but they no longer reached me. I lifted my suitcase and walked toward the door. No one tried to stop me. The man avoided my eyes. Friends whispered in stunned disbelief. What had begun as arrogance and secrecy had collided with restraint and self-respect. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. The walk to my car was slow and deliberate. Each step stripped away the past, the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal. Her cries followed me, but I didn't turn back. Those watching understood they had just witnessed something irreversible. Not chaos, not drama, but consequence. In the weeks that followed, I often reflected on that night. What could have destroyed me instead became the moment I reclaimed myself. She never tried to deceive me again. The man disappeared from our lives completely. And I rebuilt mine with intention, dignity, and clarity. That night taught everyone present a quiet truth. Power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from control. From patience. From knowing when to walk away. I left with my self-respect intact, my freedom restored, and my future firmly in my own hands. Untouched, unbroken, and finally my own.